So the check bounced. The contractor's not answering his phone. You don't know what to do. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how I handle those situations. Alright guys, before we jump into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Paul Brown, the encyclopedia. Thank you, Paul, for always answering the phone, for speaking to a young man and trying to help him out in his business and his welding career. So thank you. If you don't know who Paul Brown is, I suggest you go over to weld.com when you get a minute and you type in Paul Brown, the encyclopedia, or just Paul Brown. I'm sure he'll come up. Excellent guy, wealth of knowledge, 30 plus years in this industry. Great guy. I just can't say enough good things about him. But anyway, I want to give you a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm just a guy doing business, and this is what's worked and not worked for me in the past. All right, so you got your first bounce check, right? Scary situation. It's a couple $100 to a couple thousand, a couple 10,000, right? Scary, right? You're like, oh God, the bank's hitting you with a fee. Maybe they hit you with another fee because you overdrafted and you expected that check just to sail through because it was from a big general contractor, let's say. And now he's not answering his phone. You're contacted, the company's not answering his phone. What you can do, and the first step in my opinion, is to try to call somebody else in the company. Maybe he got laid up, maybe he got sick, maybe the accountant made a mistake. Mistakes happen in this business. I've personally never bounced a check because I'm the accountant, I'm the guy doing the work, I'm the guy doing the billing, I'm the guy doing everything. So my stuff's always on point. I won't write a check unless the money is there 5 times over. So it happens in these larger companies. Miscommunications, things go wrong. You want to give your customer the benefit of the doubt. So first you want to try to reach out to your contact. If you're not getting an answer there, which has happened to me, you want to go ahead and try to find somebody else in the company to contact and make them aware of the situation. So let's say you can't get a hold of anybody else. You're at your wit's end. Original guy's not answering. Nobody at the contracting firm is giving you any response. Maybe you've shown up and tried to speak with someone. Not really, kind of getting the cold shoulder on it. This is when you do a lien. What is a lien, you might be asking? A lien is saying that you weren't paid for work promised. Now, this kind of dives back into last week. If you sign a lien release waiver, you've waived your right to put a lien on a building. So that can be a sticky situation. But anyway, so what you want to do is go ahead and file a lien on the property that you worked on. Let's say it's a railing at a new building. You can go ahead and put a lien. You have to send out what's called a notice to owner. And you send the notice to owner to the person who owns the property. The person who owns the property opens the notice to owner and says, hey, this contractor wasn't paid, who was subcontracted underneath this contractor, and now we have a lien on your property for X amount of dollars, so they can't sell it, trade it, barter it, do anything with the property until you're paid, okay? But that can take a very long time. They may just say, screw this guy. I'm not selling this property anyway. 10 years go by and then you finally get your measly $2,500 check out of these people. So what do you do in the situation in which a lien is not going to work out for you because possibly it's a piece of equipment? Can't really lien a piece of equipment. Most equipment isn't titled. You can lien a truck, a mechanic's lien, but in the situation of it being a piece of equipment, you may be stuck holding the bag. Well, the next step is then going to be to go ahead and take that contractor or that person who contracted you to small claims court. Now, this is not a fun process. I've been through this as well. At my local area here, it costs, I believe it cost me $175 to file last time that I had to do one of these. So usually if you file a small claims, they'll just go ahead and pay you. That's how it worked out for me. I've never had to go beyond this small claims step. Guy claimed he just forgot. I said, listen, I sent you a notice. I freaking showed up. We talked face to face. You told me you weren't paying. The judge wasn't having it. Immediately ordered that I got paid. And I did. I received a check in the mail not too many days after, which I wasn't too fond of a check in the mail. I really wanted a certified check, especially after him bouncing the first one. But anyway, let's say you try to do the small claims court, but this guy is a legal shark. He's just putting it off. He's not able to get served. It's just not, it's not working out for you. You're not able to get this guy into the courtroom to seek justice from him. And plus, maybe you don't want to put out the $170 because it was only a $300 job. What do you do then? Well, in that case, I would really suggest you go and seek legal counsel from a lawyer. I would strongly suggest. I want to give a shout out to John Vitola in Brooksville. He's helped me dozens of times. He's a fantastic lawyer, a great listener, and a great help. So that's been my lawyer in the past, John Vitola. Sometimes you sit down with a lawyer and they're just like, listen, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. There's been several legal occasions that I've come upon where I've sat down with my lawyer and he's told me, listen, Anthony, pull back the reins. It's not worth it. It's a $300 bill. Let them slide. So now you've gone through all the legal processes that I know of. Maybe there's something out there that I haven't spoke on. If there is, go ahead, leave it in the comments below. But here's the final thing you can do, besides going and cutting their stuff apart, which again, I wouldn't suggest, but I have done. Go ahead and cut your losses and you can write it off at the end of the year. Speak with your CPA, your tax professional, ask him about writing off a loss like that. I was never paid for this invoice, here's this invoice, and I always take pictures of my work because you want proof of work. Better yet, I take videos. So it's kind of hard to dispute anything with me because I do video most of my jobs. So that's the rundown there. Here's a list. I'm just going to put it up here on the screen real quick of everything that you can do. Like I said, the first thing you do is you try to contact the people in the company. The next thing you do is put a notice to owner in. The next thing is a lien. The next thing is small claims court. The next thing is speak with an attorney, see if it's really worth your time. And the final thing you can do is, like I said, just cut your losses. Go ahead, use it as a write-off, and deduct that from your income that year. You should be able to deduct the total time worked, and you should be able to deduct the materials used in the job. It sucks to have to do that, but that is the reality of being a business owner. Any business. I'm talking anything. People will try to screw you. Why? I don't know. I don't believe in it personally. I don't have anything done unless I have the money 10 times over to pay the contractor or the person who's supposed to do the work. I mean, this happens to everyone. It happens to dudes who redo bathrooms, renovation guys. It happens to mega corporations that are doing giant construction jobs. I've heard of municipalities screwing mega corporations over. So there's a lot of different people getting screwed all the time. You definitely want to try not to be one. And here are some ways you can go ahead and save yourself the grief or add to legal evidence for your side. You can get a signed estimate, right? You can write a scope of work, get that signed. Also, you can get a contract between you and the client. So for example, when I did that almost $250,000 stairway job last year that you guys seen bits and pieces of on A Full Day as a Mobile Welder and Life as a Mobile Welder videos, I had an airtight contract written up with the GC and the corporation we were working for underneath the GC. Turns out the GC that I was working for, is one of the most honest people I ever met. We turned into pretty good friends after that, actually. Same guy I built the smoker for. Shout out to Scott. Scott was an awesome guy. But when I handed him the contract, he wasn't surprised. The dude's been in the game for 40 years. It ain't the first work contract he's been handed, and it certainly ain't the last. All right, guys. I hope this video helps you out. Again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Don't go taking this to the bank. But it is some things that you should be aware of in the industry. Don't go jumping in this unless you know about these things. I luckily had the advantage of having a father who had been doing contract style work for years on end. So anytime I had these type of problems, like, hey, this guy just bounced a check on me. Hey, this guy's not answering. I was able to just call him and get the advice that I needed from him. So I hope that I can bestow this knowledge upon you like it was bestowed upon me, and I hope it helps you. All right, guys? If you like the video, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, leave a comment, work the algorithm, leave me a dislike. I don't care. I don't. All right? But I do want your viewership. I do appreciate it, and I hope this helps you out. But anyway, that's my What the Fuck Wednesday for you. I hope you have a great day. Keep dragging on, keep pushing me, keep doing what you do, and I will catch you on Friday.